Well, hello there. How you going today? Hope everything is fine and dandy in your strange part of this strange realm. And thanks for joining me. Please do give me a like, subscribe, all that good stuff before we get into it. And now let's jump in.
If you watch the news, you need to watch this video first and understand that the greatest form of mind control is repetition. This just got posted on Twitter and it's going absolutely viral because people are remembering that, yeah, a couple corporations do own all the media. So you think you're getting this illusion of choice, like, let me put on a different channel. Listen to this.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pain for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term. Short-term and temporary.
Temporary short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on.
And you want to know why repetition is the greatest form of cognitive influence? Because it strengthens neural connections, fosters the illusory truth effect, and reduces cognitive load, making familiar information feel more reliable and credible over time. Didn't you hear George Bush? By the way, that video goes on for like 3 minutes. George Bush said something to the effect of, we got to say it a whole bunch of times so it really sinks in. But at the end of the day, all of a sudden, a lot of what everyone believes is just something they heard.
Yes, tell a lie long enough and it becomes the truth. The Mockingbird media, right? We know this goes on, but that just really highlights that there is no journalism anymore. There's no people walking around with journals looking for stories and, so that we get a cross view. No, it all comes from Reuters. It is all controlled. They've all got the same script, as we can see.
Something changed in 2010 and it's showing up in kids' brains. Watch this.
Sad fact our generation has to face is this. Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. Dr. Jared Cooney Horvath, I'm a former teacher turned cognitive neuroscientist who focuses on human learning. And I do not receive funding, nor have I ever from big tech. We've been standardizing and measuring cognitive development since the late 1800s. Every generation has outperformed their parents. And that's exactly what we want. We want sharper kids. And the reason for this largely has been school. Each generation spends more time in school. We use school to develop our cognition. Congratulations, you see your correlation. Until Gen Z. Gen Z is the first generation in modern history to underperform us on basically every cognitive measure we have, from basic attention to memory to literacy to numeracy to executive functioning to even general IQ, even though they go to more school than we did. So why? What happened? What happened around 2010 that decoupled schooling from cognitive development? The answer appears to be the tools we are using within schools to drive that learning. Across 80 countries, as Jean was just saying, if you look at the data, once countries adopt digital technology widely in schools, performance goes down significantly, to the point where kids who use computers about 5 hours per day in school for learning purposes will score over 2/3 of a standard deviation less than kids who rarely or never touch tech at school. And that's across 80 countries. Luckily, we have academic research stretching back to 1962 that shows the exact same story for 60 years. When tech enters education, learning goes down. So luckily, over the last about 2 decades, we've been doing a lot of work in what we call the science of learning. How do human beings learn? And we now have the clear understanding of why tech does not work for learning, and it is all biological. It's not that the tech isn't being used well enough, we haven't been trained enough, we need better programs. It's we have evolved biologically to learn from other human beings, not from screens. And screens circumvent that process.
And this is exactly why we have to practice real connection in our everyday lives. Putting the screens down, putting the phones aside, and having conversations with people. Because that is how we're biologically wired to learn, to communicate, and to grow. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Share below.
Yes, what are your thoughts? My thoughts are definitely get tech out of schools, man. That's the craziest thing ever. And, I think there's more going on with tech and the internet and now the AI. It may just be the false light, right? The jinn, the smokeless fire. Could be the AI god taking over our brains, or at least our children's brains. But, all of us, but like you said, we all should spend less time online, of course. And the education system, well, I think that needs to be completely, well, I guess, destroyed and then rebuilt. I don't think you can fix it. And I think another big reason why children are probably having those skills is less time with parents, more time at school. I think that's one of the problems, right? They're not being taught by their parents and their family, because everyone's working, everyone's too busy, everyone's too stressed out. So I think that's another big part of it. But let me know your thoughts.
Did you know throwing away your eggshells is wasting one of the best natural sources of calcium on earth, Let me show you how we turn this into a powerful supplement we use right here in the Rastafarian community. Eggshells are about 95% calcium carbonate. Same thing in those expensive supplements, but most people just throw them away. Let me show you how to use them so you can create some magic right there in your own kitchen without spending ridiculous money on all that nonsense. After you cook your eggs, save the shells and boil them in water for about 5 minutes to clean off any leftover egg residue. Then bake them at 200 degrees for around 10 minutes. This makes them dry and easy to work with. Once they dry, put the shells into a blender or mortar and grind them down into a fine powder. Here's what this does for you. It gives you highly absorbable calcium that strengthens your bones and teeth. Magnesium, phosphorus, and other trace minerals your body need. One eggshell give you about 800 milligrams of calcium. My name Auntie Marva, and me sharing daily health tips with the goal to transform 1 million lives. Follow me to join the journey.
Well, thank you, Auntie Marva. You have to change 1 million lives, right? Which, we talked about this the other day. What can we do if we're not feeling, that we are everything that we need to be already, right? That we are enough. Well, there you go. She's sharing cooking tips to change 1 million lives. So it's just that simple. And did you know? I mean, that looks like a pretty good thing, right? Free calcium, strong bones. And with the price of eggs at the moment, you want to get all the bang for your buck you can get, right?
Just stop a sec. Okay. Are you drinking this water? How many people are in this village drinking this water?
300.
300 people. Do you not have a community hand pump?
It's broken.
It's broken. How long has this been broken for?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. I really hope you can help. Yes.
Come on, people. This is what's broken? Yes. A cylinder. Wow, look at this. You're going to replace this with this. This is really heavy and expensive too. We can do this. Are you sure this is fixed? There's no water. Are you sure it's fixed? Wow! Woo! Yes! Yeah! Come on, people, we did it! Well done.
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it? Again, right? That was a bit of a bigger thing, I guess. But, it's the little things, right? If we all help where we can, then the world gets helped.
Has anyone else noticed something weird with the moon, starting from the bottom? Like, we've seen this recently. And people just like, oh yeah, it's a Cheshire moon. Well, what? Because I'm always watching the sky, and I've never seen it start like this. And then now I'm starting to see videos, people talking about it, and I'm like, all right, is this like a Mandela effect? Has something happened? Have we? Because and look what I found. They're trying to say that it's a Cheshire moon because it makes the kind of smile like the cat from Alice in Wonderland. But then I found a couple books from history called the Cheshire Moon, and it's going from the side, not from the bottom. And another one from the side, not from the bottom. You'd think that if this was so important to be from the bottom, that they would represent that in one of these books. And when you search for moon phases, none of those moon phases are present on any of these searches. And I even went and looked up old books to see, do they show any of this on old books? And help yourself out, help me out, help us all out. Like, where is it? Where is this Cheshire moon that starts in the bottom? And yes, I've looked into it, and the Hawaiians say it means that there's like a lot of rain coming. They call it the wet moon. But where's the evidence? Where's the photos? When I keep searching on Google, I'm not seeing it. I'm only seeing recent images, from recently, like right now, and people talking about this now, but I've never seen this conversation before. I've never seen this moon before. Are we all going crazy? Are we all just starting to wake up? Can anyone help solve this mystery and show like old pictures that have this? And we can just, solve this straight away. But I think it's really weird. And if we can't find older images of this, I'm going to call this a new Mandela effect, because they're trying to say this is normal, happens all the time, happens every year. Since when? Like, I've been paying attention. Like, we all have, right? Like, can we talk about this?
Yeah, well, there you go. The moon. Has anyone noticed that? I definitely don't ever remember the moon being like a smiley face. It was always, it's called the crescent moon, right? I'm just trying to think of all the moon symbols that we see on the old buildings. They've definitely got them on angles. I don't know if any of them are completely upside down like a face, though. But let me know if you know of any. But yeah, what do you think about that? Like, do you remember the smiley face moon? Because I've definitely heard people talking about it, and is it a Mandela effect? Let me know below.
These original kings were buried in the mud and nuked from history so these psychopathic parasites could build their fake world. Those Queen's Guards parading are a global crime scene. That towering headdress isn't a military hat. They stole.
These drawings were done by Giovanni Battista Piranesi, who was born in 1720. It appears he was an artist who was obsessed with recording the old world that had just passed away. Looking at the foliage on some of these destroyed buildings tells me that the destruction took place not too many years ago after he started recording it. Look at the size of the buildings compared to the people standing next to them. He was a Venetian, born in Vienna, and his father was a master mason, which meant that Piranesi was in the heart of the people who were in power and probably well knew what had just happened. If the final destruction took place in 1728 and Piranesi drew them until his death in 1778, 2 years after the complete takeover of America and the founding of the Illuminati, then he would have been within a decade or two of the Great War's ending. Officially, it said that Piranesi used only his imagination to do his drawings, but if so, why did he only seem to draw buildings that had suffered destruction? Piranesi would have been 8 years old when the final reset took place. He could have certainly remembered it and have been affected it on a deep level, so it makes sense that he would feel compelled to draw the most important event of his lifetime. What strikes me the most about these drawings is the detail and how built out the cities actually were. And yet everything is broken. I think this is a glimpse into the world before.
Piranesi. Yes, I've seen quite a few of his drawings, and it does look like evidence, right, of some kind of, we've talked a lot, in the sort of alternative history community about cataclysms, cataclysmic resets, but I'm starting to think, more and more that it was like a literal invasion, a war, like she said, a big war between us and them. And it looks like well, I don't know, did they win or did they lose and then slither their way back up, right? The whisperers whispering in the ears of kings and stuff. I don't know, but it looks like there was a great war. Something happened. There was lots of melted buildings, lots of destruction. And around that time, yeah, the Illuminati started, America started. Very interesting. What do you think about that? And like the reset date, when do you think it was? A lot of people say 1776, but those drawings would have been done, before that. So it might have, but then they've changed the calendars as well, haven't they? Oh my God. We don't even know when we are. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let me know your thoughts.
It took me 25 years to realize that everything is a lie. I have a degree in biology. I served in the Marine Corps as an officer. I was a programmer. I did everything society wanted me to do. Then I realized one thing. I had completely lost myself. I wasted my entire life. My 7-year-old self didn't want this. I was born wild and then became livestock. Religion is a lie, science is a lie, government is a lie, the banking system is a lie, the education system is a lie, everything is a lie. It took me too long to realize that everything was designed to deceive people, to control people, to manipulate people. But I still see people just obeying without any question. They just follow all these bullshit authorities like slaves. My name is Uri from South Korea, 26 years old. I'm here to fight.
Yo, Uri, he's here to fight. I'm here to fight. We're all here to fight. I don't mean in a warlike manner. We just got to fight for our world, right? Fight for the earth, fight for each other. Because he was on the ball. It's all a lie. All of it. Like, all of it. It's not, it's all, the whole thing. Because it's a program, right? So we're not even looking at things as they really are because we're programmed. So we have to fight for our minds, right? Fight for each other and the earth and get, our lives back. But the biggest way to fight is to just find your passion and do it. Create something new that hasn't been done before and, learn to be responsible and look after yourself, and then you can move away from the system. And that's ultimately what we need to do, right? The system needs to collapse. And the only way to do that is to starve it. What do you think? I mean, it's so hard these days, right? Is that just an AI creation? I don't know if AI is good enough to get that blur that was happening when the camera was moving. Or, if not, if it was a real thing that was sighted, what do you think it is? Is it aliens? And what are aliens, right? Where do they come from? Or was it, a hologram? Was it some kind of drone show? There's so many ways they can do this, right? But I think that we're all sort of onto the fact that they can project holograms in the sky, right? I remember the cities over China a couple of years back, same kind of tech. So, the reason I don't, I'm very skeptical about the UFO thing at the moment because it's being so promoted by the mainstream media. All the big, celebrity, like the new style of celebrities, like the online people and that, they're all talking about UFOs, right? All the whistleblowers, UFOs, and you all know about Project Bluebeam.
Do you know who created Superman? A Jewish artist. Do you know who created Batman? A Jewish artist. Do you know who created Spider-Man, X-Men, the Avengers, and even Black Panther?
Stanley, a Jewish man.
Are you telling me that nobody else can create superhero characters? No, they can, but they never are given a fair chance in the market. They keep this media monopoly on creativity and just the entire media, and they block everybody else. This is serious supremacy.
Well, we should have known, shouldn't we? I mean, look at some of the characters that they create. Batman. Batman's a vampire, man. He turns into a bat, right? He's a vampire. Superman. Superman is basically one of the fallen angels, right? His father was El. El, someone, you know, the society he came from, they were all Els. They were Elohim, and he fell to earth. Yeah, a lot more Aquaman, of course, right? If you've been following the Tartari Australia podcast, you'll know that we've done quite a bit of looking into, you know, what's under the sea. Did this control system come from the sea? Is that where aliens come from? What are mermaids, right? All this stuff, right? Aquaman. And, you know, a lot more. Wonder Woman, she was an Amazonian, which was a favored, you know, sort of society. Haven't looked into it too much, or, you know, think it's too Jewy, but I'm sure it is, right? But let me know what other ones are there that you've worked out they're actually not what we're told they are. Oh, how cute, little otters. I did not know that you could have them as pets. We don't have them here in Australia. Yeah, how cool. They look very cool. I think I want an otter. Have you got an otter? Do you know anyone with an otter? Yeah, I have seen them at the zoo once. Obviously not in their natural environment, but they look very, very fun. But yeah, what's your experience with otters?
Now look at this, you guys. This is the new brand DS. And this car is completely asymmetrical. Take a look at this. This is the driver's side. Pure performance, 1400 horsepower. And this side you've got a gull wing door. This side of the car is for when you want to be driven around in autonomous mode. Look at this floor. It's completely see-through. And then take a look at this. It's a floating passenger seat. Look at that. Completely floating. So you can have 3 people in this car, one driving it, 2 passengers on this side, or the car can drive itself and you just sit here in comfort. Massage seat. You've got an espresso coffee maker in the car. That's cool. They've focused on really high-end materials here with the wood and the leather. They've got the speakers integrated in the wood, the watch here, and these nice feathers.
Oh my God. What was that? Wow, that's definitely an innovative car, right? And, you know, pretty cool. I'm not sure about the driverless part though, on the electric part and we know where you are, we're tracking you. That's which is a shame, right? Because some of these cars could be cool. You know, they're not really that practical, not in Australia anyway, for distance. But yeah, it'd be good if we could get them without the tracking systems, wouldn't it? All right, guys, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that one. We've come to the end of another romp through the strange realm. So thank you for spending some time with me. Please, if you enjoyed this, do give me a like, share it around, hype it up if you can. And if you're not subscribed, what the bloody hell are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. And most of all, Stay awesome because you are. I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
All right, look. This is the puppy that made me want another puppy, right? Like this is him. This is Knox. Sweet, delicate angel. Like just can't do nothing to him. Make him mad. Nothing. So I was like, let's get a second one. Now that second one. Okay, hold on. Calm down. Baby, wait. Okay. Wait. Stop. Young man. Wait. Okay. I'm just waiting. Okay. Noximus, Patamus Pagese, come here. Noximus, Patamus Pagese Jr., come here. Come here. Hey, buddy. Hey, baby. Hey, buddy. Baramus Booty Pagese, come here. Hey, buddy. Yeah, there. No, don't take my hat. Don't take my. Okay.